Have you ever sat at a family dinner knowing that, in just a few seconds, everything was about to change? That was me. I was halfway through my soup when the entire room fell silent. Not the normal kind of silence, the kind that feels sharp, like everyone can sense something big is about to happen. My brother's fiancée had frozen mid-bite, staring at me like she'd seen someone she never expected to find sitting at that table. Then she said it. "You're the CEO, the company we just acquired." Just like that, the laughter stopped. The deal was worth $275 million. And in that one moment, I stopped being the family joke. Before that night, I was the one they underestimated. My mother used to call me her little computer girl, always smiling when she said it, as if it were charming. But underneath it was something else, dismissal. A quiet certainty that whatever I was building didn't matter. At family gatherings, my brother was celebrated for doing everything right. The right career, the right image, the right life. And me, I was treated like the odd one out. The one with unusual ideas, impractical ambitions, and no real future. For a long time, I thought if I worked harder, stayed quieter, and proved myself enough, they'd finally see me differently. They didn't. When I left school to pursue my own path, they laughed. When I moved into a tiny apartment and focused on building something real, they laughed again. And when I stopped trying to explain myself, they barely noticed. But while they were dismissing me, I was learning. I was building. And then one day, I found out my brother had shared one of my old pitch decks with someone at his firm. His message was simple. "She's not doing anything with it. Maybe someone else can." That was the moment everything changed. I didn't argue. I didn't confront him. I made a plan. I rebuilt everything from the ground up, stronger, smarter, protected. I created a new structure, filed what needed to be filed, and kept my name far away from it. I hired carefully. I moved quietly. And over time, the company grew into exactly what I knew it could be. Eventually, my brother's firm started paying attention. They saw a high-performing tech company with serious upside and an unknown founder. The numbers were strong. The opportunity looked perfect. And I made sure the deal landed right where I wanted it, on my brother's desk. He championed it. He sold it internally like it was the opportunity of a lifetime. And all the while, my family had no idea who was behind it. So when that engagement dinner came around, I showed up late, dressed simply, and took my seat without saying much. They talked around me the way they always had, until his fiancée recognized me. And once she did, there was no putting that truth back in the box. When everyone turned to me, confused, I simply said, "Yes, that was my company." I didn't need to say much more. I explained the deal, the structure, the terms they had signed, the details my brother had approved without fully understanding what they meant. Nothing improper, nothing reckless, just decisions made too quickly by people who were sure they were the smartest in the room. And then I watched it sink in. I watched my brother realize what had happened. I watched my father begin doing the math in his head. I watched my mother understand, maybe for the first time, that every time she had minimized me, she had completely misread who I was. By the end of dinner, my brother's phone wouldn't stop buzzing. By coffee, the fallout had already begun. Not because of drama. Not because of revenge in the loud, obvious sense. Because actions have consequences. And sometimes those consequences arrive very quietly. I didn't stay for the goodbyes. Now, when I look back on that night, I don't think about it as a victory speech or some dramatic moment of revenge. I think of it as clarity. People called me strange. They said I'd fail. They assumed I was wasting my time. What they never understood was this. I wasn't playing around. I was building something real. And when the moment came, it spoke for itself. If you've ever been underestimated, doubted, or dismissed, let this be a reminder. Keep building. Keep growing. And when your moment comes, let your results do the talking.